Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Matt Jarbo. This is $3 Theater, here with the non-necessarily movie-related topic, but the other day there was a real big kerfuffle online about Netflix and Friends, and more importantly, Friends leaving Netflix, right? It was reported that on January 1st, 2019, all of Friends is going to be leaving Netflix, and oh my God, I can't, I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. That was a lot of what I saw. A lot of people just pedantically losing their shit because Friends was leaving Netflix, right? Friends was gonna, oh no, you're losing your 9 seasons of a show that got bad after season 7. Once Monica and Chandler got together, the show just really did. And then even by the end, Joey and Rachel hooked up? Huh? I mean, how many? Come on. Friends ran out of ideas about season 7. All right, season 5 really, but we'll give it to season 7. But the show, fine. It's a staple for 90s comedies. It's you think about that, you think about Seinfeld and other shows like that. I get that, fine. Streaming rights to these shows is a big deal. People like to binge them. Nostalgia is a big thing. I understand that. People were like legitimately losing their damn mind over this. And I'm like, look, if you're upset about losing Friends, just go buy it. Like these that's the way people have to look at this kind of crap. But it actually goes beyond that. It goes beyond that because Netflix actually responded, and they will be in fact keeping Friends through next year in a $100 million agreement. A $100 million agreement for 365 days of Friends on Netflix. That's what they're paying. Why? I mean, legitimately, why? I mean, by the end of the show, right? And this is reported back in the 90s. By the end of the show, each and every cast member was making $1 million an episode, right? 6 million per episode was just going to the core cast. Just to put that into perspective for you, Game of Thrones averages about 6 million an episode. Game of Thrones, 6 million an episode. That same price tag was just going to the cast of Friends. Why? Syndication rights, merchandising, licensing, different territories, the TV, all the stuff, right? Everything going into what Friends was at the time. It makes sense that they were making all their money, which means that in reality, the streaming rights, the licensing agreement for that would then a fair amount would go to the cast of the show. They're going to get the royalties. That's a lot of it. But the real question here is why? Why is Netflix paying $100 million for Friends? Because they kind of have to, right? They're going through a bit of a weird transition period right now. I do plan on talking about this in another video, but apparently Daredevil was Netflix's fourth most popular show, and they canceled it. Fourth most popular show, and they got rid of it. We don't quite know the reason why yet. We may never actually know the reason why. What we do know is that Marvel had like literally no idea it was going to happen. So the reason why they would be getting rid of their fourth most popular show is because they are trying to do they're maybe trying to trim the fat in a few areas. But again, paying 100 million for Netflix or for 100 million for Friends is an odd thing. Well, here's the reason is because they need people to stick around Netflix. They need those 100 million users, at least in the West, to use it, right? And then they want to break into India. They want to break into other territories. 90s nostalgia is big here, but these shows are in some cases still kind of gaining popularity over there, or at least they're well known enough that people who've never seen them might want them. It's actually a business decision to keep Friends on Netflix. It actually has worldwide appeal, so people are going to feel like it's something that they're recognized, something that they're used to, that they can binge, they can watch, and then that keeps them engaged on the platform. $100 million for a company that shells out $8 billion for original content every single year is not much. It's a drop in the bucket, right? Essentially. And so keeping it on makes a lot of sense. It also just really starts to kind of gives you a glimpse into the idea, or at least gives you an idea of what goes on at Netflix. It gives you an idea of what goes on behind the scenes, and at least the idea of how people watch things. When Netflix cancels its fourth most popular show, a show that many people do believe put Netflix on the map for high quality content, but it shells out $100 million in order to keep the licensing rights for a nearly 20 years old canceled TV show on from NBC. It really does kind of get the noggin jogging a little bit, right? Netflix needs nostalgia to stay alive. Netflix needs things you're comfortable with, you're familiar with, you're friendly with, you have emotional connections to, in order to keep you coming back month after month. There are people out there that have not liked Netflix and they've been leaving. More people obviously stay than go, that's true. But it does kind of beg the question, or at least bring up the idea of where Netflix is, where they see their company going. They need, okay, I would argue they need Friends and things like Friends just as long as they're trying to build up their core shows, right? Shows like Stranger Things probably is like their most popular show. And as a result of that, like that keeps people coming back, but they only produce one season every year and a half, roughly. Feels like we're not going to get the third season until later on this year, almost 2 years post the second season. So there's a lot that they need stuff to fill the time, but they know that when Stranger Things starts coming in, that's going to dominate everything. But they also need to make sure they've got more time to build up their own library. Will Friends be on Netflix forever? No, but it will be on there long enough for Netflix to get the use out of it that it needs, and then it will let it go, because they are wanting to start getting rid of shows that they don't 100% own. This is just a business decision, and one that a lot of people are happy with, because they don't ever want to stop to think about the grander implications of keeping Friends over, let's say, Daredevil, which is just a shame. Anyway, I just wanted to put that out there, put that explainer out there, at least from my perspective on it. If the truth could entirely be way different, but that's how I take it. Leave your thoughts below. I'm very curious. So if you guys made it this far in the video, type in Friends. Curious to know your thoughts. You can always call into our voicemail line at 818-350-3281. That is 818-350-3281. I look forward to your thoughts, your opinions, your comments below. Thumbs up the video, subscribe, all that jazz. I'll talk to you all later. Have yourself a great day, and peace out.